Hello everyone, this is Grace from the Roselle Public Library. Today I will be reading Chapter 30 of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi. Chapter 30. Pinocchio, instead of becoming a boy, starts secretly with his friend Candlewick for the land of fools. Pinocchio, as was natural, asked the fairies' permission to go around the town to make the invitations, and the fairies said to him, "Go if you like, and invite your companions for the breakfast tomorrow. But remember to return home before dark. Have you understood?" "I promise to be back in an hour," answered the puppet. "Take care, Pinocchio. Boys are always very ready to promise, but generally they are little given to keep their word." "But I am not like other boys. When I say a thing, I do it." "We shall see. If you are disobedient, so much the worse for you." "Why?" "Because boys who do not listen to the advice of those who know more than they do, always meet with some misfortune or other." "I have experienced that," said Pinocchio, "but I shall never make that mistake again." "We shall see if that is true." The puppet took leave of his good fairy, who was like a mamma to him, and went out of the house singing and dancing. In less than an hour all his friends were invited. Some accepted at once, heartily. Others at first required pressing, but when they heard that the rolls to be eaten with the coffee were to be buttered on both sides, they ended by saying, "We shall come also, to do you a pleasure." Now I must tell you that among Pinocchio's friends and schoolfellows there was one that he greatly preferred and was very fond of. This boy's name was Romeo, but he always went by the nickname of Candlewick, because he was so thin, straight, and bright, like the new wick of a little night-light. Candlewick was the laziest and the naughtiest boy in the school, but Pinocchio was devoted to him. He had, indeed, gone at once to his house to invite him to the breakfast, but he had not found him. He returned a second time, but Candlewick was not there. He went a third time, but it was in vain. Where could he search for him? He looked here, there, and everywhere, and at last he saw him hiding in the porch of a peasant's cottage. "What are you doing there?" asked Pinocchio, coming up to him. "I am waiting for midnight to start." "Why? Where are you going?" "Very far, very far, very far away. And I have been 3 times to your house to look for you." "What did you want with me?" "Do you not know the great event? Have you not heard from my good fortune?" "What is it?" "Tomorrow I cease to be a puppet, and I become a boy like you and like all the other boys." "Much good may it do you. Tomorrow, therefore, I expect you to breakfast at my house." "But I tell you that I am going away tonight." "At what o'clock?" "In a short time." "And where are you going?" "I am going to live in a country, the most delightful country in the world, a real land of Cognac." "And how is it called?" "It is called the Land of Fools." "Why do you not come too?" "I? No, never." "You are wrong, Pinocchio. Believe me, if you do not come you will repent it. Where could you find a better country for us boys? There are no schools there. There are no masters there. There are no books. In that delightful land nobody ever studies. On Thursday there is never school, and every week consists of 6 Thursdays and 1 Sunday. Only think, the autumn holidays begin on the 1st of January and finish on the last day of December. That is the country for me. This is what all civilized countries should be like." "But how are days spent in the Land of Fools?" "They are spent in play and amusement from morning till night. When night comes you go to bed and recommence the same life in the morning. What do you think of it?" Said Pinocchio, and he shook his head slightly, as much to say, "That is a life that I also would willingly lead." "Well, will you go with me? Yes or no? Resolve quickly." "No, no, no, and again no. I promised my good fairy to become a well-conducted boy, and I will keep my word. Now as I see that the sun is setting, I must leave you at once and run away. Good-bye, and a pleasant journey to you." "Where are you rushing off to in such a hurry?" "Home. My good fairy wishes me to be back before dark." "Wait another 2 minutes." "It will make me too late." "Only 2 minutes." "And if the fairy scolds me?" "Let her scold. When she is scolded well, she will hold her tongue, said that rascal Candlewick. And what are we going to do? Are you going alone or with companions? Alone. We shall be more than 100 boys. And you make the journey on foot? A coach will pass by shortly, which is to take me to that happy country. What would I not give for that coach to pass by now? Why? That I might see you all start together. Stay here a little longer and you will see us. No, I must go home. Wait another 2 minutes. I have already delayed too long. The fairy will be anxious about me. Poor fairy! Is she afraid that the bats will eat you? But now, continued Pinocchio, are you really certain that there are no schools in that country? Not even the shadow of one. And no masters either? Not one. And no one is ever made to study? Never, never, never. What a delightful country, said Pinocchio, his mouth watering. What a delightful country! I have never been there, but I can quite imagine it. Why will you not also come? It is useless to tempt me. I promised my good fairy to become a sensible boy, and I will not break my word. Goodbye, then. Give my compliments to all the boys of the gymnasiums, and also to those of the lyceums, if you meet them in the street. Goodbye, Candlewick. A pleasant journey to you. Amuse yourself, and think of sometimes your friends. Thus saying, the puppet made 2 steps as if to go, then stopped, and turning to his friend he inquired, But are you quite certain that in that country all the weeks consist of 6 Thursdays and 1 Sunday? Most certain. But do you know for certain that the holidays begin on the 1st of January and finish on the last day of December? Assuredly. What a delightful country, repeated Pinocchio, looking enchanted. Then with a resolute air he added in a great hurry, This time really, good-bye, and a pleasant journey to you. Good-bye. When do you start? Shortly. What a pity! If it really wanted only an hour to the time of your start, I should be almost tempted to wait. And the fairy? It is already late. If I return home an hour sooner or an hour later, it will all be the same. Poor Pinocchio! And if the fairy scolds you? I must have patience. I will let her scold. When she is scolded well, she will hold her tongue. In the meantime, night had come on, and it was quite dark. Suddenly they saw in the distance a small light moving, and they heard a noise of talking, and the sound of a trumpet, but so small and feeble that it resembled the hum of a mosquito. Here it is, shouted Candlewick, jumping to his feet. What is it? asked Pinocchio in a whisper. It is the coach coming to take me. Now will you come, yes or no? But is it really true, asked the puppet, that in that country boys are never obliged to study? Never, never, never. What a delightful country! What a delightful country! What a delightful country!